Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now Jerry Swirlz, and he is a professional wrestler. And I've had some others on my show that were in the wrestling industry. I had JTG, Kazarni, and many others, Elijah Burke. And now I have on Jerry Swirlz, and I know Greg Gilbert got me in touch with you, and I'm so glad to have you on. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing great, Slasher. Thank you. All those names you just mentioned, actually, I've done a lot of shows with JTG. Nice. I'm very close with him. Sid Bodie, I've always traveled with him to do shows, to do Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, and Elijah Burke. I just recently was on the NWA as a referee. As a referee in the main event for holding the 10 pounds of gold, which will air on a future episode of NWA Power. I can't say when. I just want to say I was privileged and honored for the Pope Elijah Burke to have gotten me that opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you. And shout out to Greg Gilbert, if you're watching this too. Thank you for making this happen and making this possible as well. So this is pretty cool. This is really cool.
Absolutely. So the first question I got for you, how did you get your start into wrestling?
Ooh, that is a great question to start out. I got my start in the professional wrestling business at a very young age, of 19 years old. And you can determine whether or not how old I am by this video, but no, not too old. I got in the wrestling business. I believe it or not, I was watching wrestling heavily. My father used to be a wrestling promoter back in the day, and he booked wrestlers for shows and stuff like that. Obviously, he's a promoter. And long story short, I just slowly but surely gradually got into it. I went to a random indie show one time, which happened to be ARW, Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, which back then was not as popular as it is today. And I remember watching, and I remember thinking to myself, I am going to do this one day. I feel like I'm going to step over this barricade and just jump in the ring. And, there I am. I'm Jerry Swirlz. It happened just all of a sudden, right?
Absolutely.
No, one more, I'll add on one more thing, but it was a great, it was a lot to get into, to say the least. But yeah, it was that show that got me into the wrestling business,
That's
the
awesome.
love of it. Thank you.
Yep, I've been watching wrestling since the very first Monday Night Raw in 1993. Now, I guess that could determine how old I am.
Wow.
I was 2 years old at the time.
I had the very best of Raw from 93 to 94. And if I can remember correctly, it aired January 11th, 1993. The main event of that show was Shawn Michaels versus Max Moon for the Intercontinental title.
No.
If I'm not
no. Close, I guess.
That was the opener. Oh, wait, that was the opener. That's right. No, the main event was Yokozuna versus Coco Beware.
No.
No. Oh, my God.
Undertaker versus Damien Demento.
Oh, that's right. That was my next one. But I do know I have had that DVD. That is on record, and that should let you know how much of a historian I am in the business.
Yep. I've been a big Undertaker fan, and he's actually going in the Hall of Fame this year, which is super exciting.
I know. That is exciting to me. I think what it is for the business, it means a lot for what he did, not just for in the ring, but what he did for all the boys in the back. It is a big deal. Obviously, a lot of guys, like the guys you've interviewed, JTG and Elijah Burke, the Pope, they were there during the time Undertaker was probably at his peak, in my opinion, when they were there. And I think for them, it's such a satisfying. He can finally go into the hall. He can finally lay to rest that the hat and the trench coat once and for all. And I think he can go at ease and ride into the sunset like he's meant to.
Absolutely. And I know you have an event coming up. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's in Florida against Gangrel.
Yes, actually, I was just going to point to it right here. If you can come and take a gander. It is going to be at USA Pro's 29th anniversary, Saturday, March 19th. Not only am I wrestling a girl on that show, but you'll also get to see Carlito versus Chris Masters. Yep. You also get to see the USA Pro Heavyweight Champion James Storm in action against Bordeaux Walker. And the main event, which is going to be highlighted by the Jerry the King Lawler against Big Bad Booty Daddy, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. One of my heroes, actually, on the list. So I'm very excited to be on that show. Not gonna lie, that is a huge accomplishment to say and to have on my own in Purple Edge picture here too. Yeah, Scott Steiner was one of my inspirations actually in wrestling, believe it or not. He's one of the few people, for all the wrong reasons, actually. That iconic mathematics promo, about 66, 56, 30% chance. That one sticks to mind. And actually, my early career, when I was overweight, I used to weigh 245.
Oh, wow.
And my early ring gear was just Golden Girl pajamas and sunglasses, and also a Scott Steiner male head chain.
Nice.
So my nickname was the Big Papa Swirlz, if you will.
Nice. That's awesome.
So very fun.
So say that I'm Gangrel right now, right? Or Gangrel's watching this, for example. Give a promo for hyping up the match against Gangrel on the spot.
Oh, you want Jerry Swirlz in promo right now? All right, hold on. Give me 1 second.
All righty, sounds good.
Gotta get comfortable in this one. Hold on. Just a moment. All right, put me on the spot right now. All right. So USA Pro's 29th anniversary show is coming up soon. And it's me and the only Gangrel. Gangrel, who has helped and trained Edge and Christian in the Brood and the Hardy Boys in the New Brood. And then you're going to be staring right across 1v1 Jerry Swirlz, the Golden Girl's favorite, the Golden God of Pro Wrestling. Gangrel, I love and appreciate what you've done for this business, what you've accomplished in this business. But this is my time. All right? Now, no matter how many times you be fanging and banging, you be going to the asylum, training your students, I'm the future. I'm the Golden Girl's favorite. I got the golden ass to prove it. And if you don't like it, then SMA to that.
There you go. So, Gangrel, if you are watching this, come on the show and rebuttal.
Oh, I hope he does. I hope he rebuttals because, that's just the taste. I've got more for Gangrel.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, fun fact, Gangrel was one of the first few people I met when I wanted to get into the wrestling business. I remember him doing the early days of Atomic Wrestling, back when it was Atomic Wrestling Entertainment. The one thing that it's just he was the only, actually, believe it or not, he was the only person going around and shaking people's hands and taking pictures with all the fans that were there for that attendance. So he's a very humble guy. He's a very sweet, he's a very great man. But when it comes down to me and him crossing the ring, it's on. It is
Absolutely.
It is on.
It's on like Donkey Kong, right?
Well, on like Betty White in that one Alien movie.
Absolutely. And I know, I remember when I first saw Gangrel debut in WWE at the time, WWF, 98, I want to say, around that time. I know I was a big fan of Gangrel from the moment because I thought the gimmick was really cool. And I loved the bloodbaths that they gave. It was just such a cool gimmick. Really
I remember he teamed up with Luna Vachon a lot of eons ago, I believe, against Viscera and I can't remember who else, but I remember that there was a part where Luna Vachon, and I don't know if I haven't seen the Dark Side over it yet for her story, but for what Luna did for the business alone is a great thing. Really. Yeah. I mean, I heard she was wild. I heard she was very, very wild back then.
Yep. So. I can believe it too.
Yeah, I know. I might ask Gangrel about that personally. I mean, off camera, of course, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, Luna Vachon has done so much for the industry, and she's technically in the WWE Hall of Fame as like that.
Oh, and the legacy, yes.
Yeah, but I think she deserves an actual induction into the Hall of Fame.
My thing about the legacy is it's appreciated. It's awesome. I mean, not everybody can go into the WWE Hall of Fame for circumstances. I felt Luna should have gone into had her own class, in my opinion. I mean, I can't control that what the high powers in WWE have, but I think with what she did and what she was doing for back in the day and pioneering the business. I mean, she's been wrestling a lot longer than probably you and I combined.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been around for. I remember her from when she was with Goldust as the artist formerly known as Goldust. I watched some of the old videos on YouTube, and the character work that was there was just her voice that would sound just like this, and just trying to kill a motherfucker right in front of her. Funny story about Luna Vachon. Someone told me this. I do WXW, which is the West Side Extreme Wrestling, or I hope I'm saying that right. I really hope Pops doesn't see this. Off of the Wild Samoans promotion, back when it was running up in Pennsylvania, Luna was wrestling two students. And from what I've heard, she beat the ever-loving shit out of those kids.
Wow.
Oh, it was funny. It was funny. I don't know if the video footage is out there or not, but it was quite a sight. I was watching it too. I watched the footage. It was very hilarious. As from my standpoint, it was hilarious.
Right. That's awesome. Now, where did you get your training at to be a wrestler?
I got my training at Professional Wrestling 2.0 under the guidance of Bud Porto. Originally Eric Lockhart from the Brothers Lockhart Reality of Wrestling, and a lot of other guys that were in WWE, TNA, and AEW would come in and out at the time. Cedric Alexander, Ace Steel, who was the trainer. If you guys don't know who that is actually the trainer of CM Punk. So that was really cool. And now currently I train over at the Atomic Wrestling Catchworks Wrestling Academy, which I'm trained under by Jason Dugan. I don't know if you've heard of him before or not, but Jason is yes. I actually recommend you interview him. He's got a great story. Recently he just had a Jacksonville newspaper write an article about him, about his L48. It was very inspiring.
That's awesome.
And obviously I have Anthony Green coming at the school, which ironically he's going to be one of my opponents for Extreme Honor on March 20th, the day after USA Pro, after I've beaten the ever-loving, banging, and begging crap out of Gangrel. So, double duty Swirlz in the house on that for sure. Be a very yes. Oh, Anthony Green. I mean, he's one of he was a guy that I think, in my opinion, should have not gotten released. Yeah, I mean, at the time, I see why. I don't see why they didn't release him, but there were changes obviously coming with the company, and with what he brings and the knowledge that he brings is phenomenal. Like, I've learned a lot from him. So the lock points with him in the ring. I mean, obviously it's going to be a tag team match, so he's lucky it isn't just me and him. Right. So he's got Shark Boy in his corner. Well, I've got the future sports entertainment Chico actors, which this is actually a tryout for him. I have a group in wrestling. We're called the Gas Squad, the Golden as Swirlz Squad.
That's awesome.
We are as gold as the Golden Girls, and you can be as golden as Jerry Swirlz. See what I did there?
Yeah.
And if Chico wins this match, he will become an honorary member of the squad. So we'll see how that match turns out. Never know.
Nice. And you can't go wrong with the Golden Girls, Betty White, all of them. Yeah.
Now, Betty White actually is an inspiration for me, just all around in my life, believe it or not. Just the kind of person she was. I mean, 99 years old. How many people can say that they lived past 99, that have lived at 99 years old?
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty wild and imagining.
And not only did she live to be 99, she also never really retired from acting.
No, she didn't. That's the crazy part. There's also that is true. Not many people know that as well. She is one of the few actresses to have not stopped. Because I watched her at Hot in Cleveland. Obviously, I watched her in
Hot in Cleveland with Jamie. Yep, I love the way.
Jamie was it.
Yep.
But no, she actually is a role model to me. Actually, a bit of her character kind of plays off to me in the wrestling business. Or actually, who she was. Sorry. Her as a person has played a role into my character, just based on her pure kindness and based on her she never changed who she was. That's one of the big things that I respect and adore about her. And I think that's kind of played into the guy that I play as. I mean, there was a time when I did try to change who I was. I'm going to get off topic here, but I kind of tried to take myself serious at one point in time, and it backfired horribly on me. Don't change who you are. And I don't mean to turn this into a motivational speaking, but the person that you personify in that ring or behind the camera, on camera, wherever it is, that is you. That is what you do. You need a character in wrestling to relate to the crowd, obviously. There's a lot of guys and girls that are new in this business, and it's changed a lot. It has changed a lot. I'm not speaking as a veteran. I'm speaking just as like what I've seen over the years. Like you've grown up in the Attitude Era. I've grown up in the Ruthless Aggression Era, and it's just we had the privilege of both having Shawn Michaels and Triple H, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and all those eras, and a lot of that new generation hasn't really gotten changed. I mean, they have YouTube and they have the network, but to us, it isn't the same as what it is now. From watching it live to like watching it on YouTube.
Yeah, I remember like when I nowadays it's like if I miss an episode or whatever, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't miss much. But back in like the Attitude Era, like I was watching a recent episode of like Raw, like not like recent, like today's time, like an episode of Raw on the network, and it was like I think it was like from 2000 or 99, and like Kane was out or was out of it for a while, like he was like kayfabe injured, and it was when Tori and X-Pac and all them were together, and they were all beaten down. Like I forget who they were beating down, but they're beating somebody down that was aligned with Kane, and Kane literally came out and cleared house, and it gave me chills because the fans were all on their seat, like all standing, not one was on their seat. And there was not a phone in sight because back in like '99 there wasn't really
the flashing cameras. Right, I miss that sometimes. I miss that.
It was freaking great. It gave me chills. There was not any like you couldn't tell like there was any like sound effects of cheering fans because it was all authentic cheers. Like it was like, oh my god, like I stood up and I knew what was gonna happen because I've probably seen the episode a million times, but I stood up in excitement because it's like, this is awesome. Back then I couldn't go an episode a day without I couldn't go an episode without missing it. If I missed it, I would be very upset and I would be lost because it was like all it was really you get into it.
Funny story. Believe it's funny. You get excited for Kane. I used to be terrified of Kane actually as a kid. That it was the opposite for me when he had the mask off and when he lit JR on fire.
Yeah, that was scary.
That was a very scary. That actually traumatized me as a child. Believe it or not, watching that. And then for him to grow up, I mean, it kind of got. I wouldn't say it got worse. I mean, in the latter sense, but when he was feuding with Matt Hardy over Lita and like that whole storyline that kind of like stretched out into the whole till death do us part match. I mean, the match was great. The match was fine for what it was, but at that time, Kane was just scaring the crap out of me. And then,
like even when he faced Shane McMahon, like he literally like electrocuted his balls. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. I watched a video of that, and that freaked me out too. I don't know what it was about Unmasked Kane. I think, I mean, I got the privilege to watch Unmasked Kane twice, as a matter of fact. One good, and one that was kind of something that should have gone somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Kane was a big part of my childhood. I guess one of my childhood, I mean, for segment into childhood heroes, one of my childhood heroes actually is Billy Gunn. Nice. Billy Gunn's one of my guys that he helped inspire me for the Jerry Shores that you see today. Nice. The OG Adrenaline Pack was one of my first action figures I ever got. Like, I bought into his music. I bought into the character. I just bought into everything that Billy Gunn was. And to know that he has offspring, to know that he has Austin and Colton, which I've trained with Austin once. Okay. Great guy. But now he's at AEW. I'm at AEW.
Nice.
Could happen. Yeah. I would love that. I would love for that to happen. Absolutely. No. That's one of my heroes in wrestling. Who is yours? Who is your hero?
Hmm. I've been a big Undertaker fan. I remember when I was really young, like when I first started like getting into wrestling, I was a big Hulk Hogan fan. I had Hulk Hogan everything.
Oh,
I
yes.
had Hulk Hogan, like, I had this big picture frame, and I remember my mom, we were having a yard sale the one time, and my mom had the picture for sale, and
Yeah.
somebody was looking at it, and they said, let me go to my car to get changed, and I noticed it, and I noticed the picture was there, and I quick took the picture and took it in the house, and the lady said, where's the picture? I said, oh, it's sold.
Oh,
I didn't want her to,
heart,
I didn't want her to take my picture.
man. What a heartbreak. I'd be upset if I was a, I mean, I was a Hulk. I mean, I was a fan of, I got my experience with Hogan was when he got into the Hall of Fame. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool experience. I mean, now I see why everybody bought into him, how he revolutionized the wrestling business for
Yep.
what it is today. I mean,
Yep.
I'm
And
more of
when
a
I was
macho man.
younger, I
I'm more of a
loved the
macho
high
man
flying.
guy. That's just me, you know.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
Slim Jim every once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved the high flying when I was a kid, so I was a big like Hardy Boys fan. When because especially like in the mid to late 90s. It's funny because I'm watching all the Raws from the beginning, start to finish again. I'm in 95 now, and I just
Yeah.
got I think it was Waylon Mercy. And I'm like, okay, he was facing an enhancement talent. I'm like, that enhancement talent looks familiar. And then I'm like, oh, that's Jeff Hardy. Really short blonde hair,
Well,
Yep.
it was funny. He when he first I've heard stories that he was 16 years old when he first got into WWE.
Nice.
Like he lied about his age to get
Oh,
into being an enhancement talent. I thought that was very noble for
yeah.
someone that loves wrestling. So I
Absolutely.
mean, maybe if I lied about my age and said that I was a lot older, maybe I wouldn't have gotten the opportunities I've gotten today. I don't know yet.
So, would you go to either WWE or AEW if given the opportunity? I'm assuming, yeah, but
Oh, I believe it or not, I would be fine without both. I would actually want to go to Impact Wrestling more than anything.
yeah,
Impact Wrestling just because I feel like there's a lot of characters, a lot of choices to make. You know, there's a lot of different layers to it, in my opinion.
yeah.
If I really had to pick one, I would, I would say no. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I like them. I would be happy with either one. But mainly Impact Wrestling is where I would settle and be happy. I would be very happy doing that because
Nice.
my whole motto in wrestling has always been to be an inspiration to
Mhm.
others, to tell people that you can, if you really put your heart and mind to something, and that you want to be the best chef, you want to be the best
Yeah,
plumber in the world. Okay, be the
yeah,
best fucking plumber or be the best fucking chef. I don't
yeah.
know if I can curse on here or not.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can. You're right.
Oh, wow. So suck my ass. Great. Awesome. I can finally fucking say it. I've been holding that in for a while. I don't know if you were wanting that or not, but no,
No, you're good.
no, no, there was just a lot of stuff to choose. It's really hard to narrow it down really because WWE, would I have all the choices? Would I have the chance? I mean, I can see myself as a company man, but I want to express the person that I am.
Yeah,
I'm not saying no, but I don't know if you'd be the right fit for me. I
right.
mean, AEW, maybe. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff, a lot of opportunities to get on different AEW shows like Rampage, Dark
Mhm.
Elevation, Dynamite.
Yeah,
It would be, and obviously the opportunity would end, but no, I mean, Impact Wrestling. There's so much history, so much
mhm.
deep history with that company. And also like it's close by to where I am. It's obviously in Tennessee. They shoot TOPs in Tennessee. I live in Florida, and it would be, I think, a lot easier for me to
Yeah,
work with that schedule and to be happy with what I would get on being on TV every day, to
absolutely.
getting different matches and stuff. I know, actually, special shout out to Casey Lennox, Jay Vidal, and a couple other people, local Florida people that have been getting their opportunities. So shout
Nice.
out to them. Great
Yeah.
people, in my opinion. Yeah, just that's what I would settle for less. I would be happy with
Absolutely. And before I get to the last question, just want to tell you something quick that I met MJF a couple weeks ago.
Oh boy.
I met him. I met Lita. I met, and if you look at my Facebook, you're on my Facebook. Lita's my profile picture with me.
Yeah.
I met Lita, MJF, Adam Cole, and Deborah, and was it somebody else? It might have been somebody else.
Don't remember.
I don't remember, but I know that MGF wrote on a permanent marker on my cheek here. He wrote L for loser, and he said, and he goes, he said, "You're a loser, just like CM Punk." So I end up screaming out. I go, "CM Punk, CM Punk!" And then everybody in line was chanting, "CM Punk, CM." Everybody was chanting. He's like, "Shut up! Shut up! No, he is the loser. I beat him." He's going.
That's amazing. I think I've seen that picture actually. Huh?
Yeah, you might have.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and there's like a 4-year-old kid, probably not even 4 years old. And she was standing on the table, and he looks at her and he goes, for the picture, he goes, right.
Oh yeah, I've
right
seen that picture.
Right?
I have seen that picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and then after the picture was taken, he goes to the kid, he goes, "Oh, get the hell out of my face. You're making me sick." And the kid started crying. He's like, "Get the baby out of here. We don't have crybabies in our line."
I remember that being a big deal on wrestling websites, and like that is just that is so amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually when I don't know if you know Major League Wrestling, MLW.
Yep.
I was backstage. I remember doing a ring crew for the early days of MLW when it was starting to come back. I actually seen MJF in person. He's true to form with who he is for sure. But he's a great. I can see the kindness and soul in him a little bit. Yeah. No, MJF. That's great. That's
the thing is,
people compare me to him. I don't know. I don't see it at all.
Right.
Like people say that someone in the comments, I was working a match one time, and I remember someone on commentary said he's the best. Jerry Swirlz is the bastardized son of Cody Rhodes and MJF. Look at him. He's got that chiseled face of MJF and the tights of Cody Rhodes. And I just was like, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The other one I met was Jay Lethal. That's right. I knew there was another one in there. Jay Lethal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I've seen Jay Lethal once.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He actually said to me, he goes, Adam Cole asked me what the L was on my face. I said, "Oh, MJF branded me as a loser." He goes, "What a dick." And then they started kind of doing like a little like promo fight or whatever, because their tables right next to each other, hyping up Dynamite or whatever. And then I met Jay Lethal right after Adam Cole, and Jay Lethal goes, "What's that on your face?" I said, "Oh, MJF branded me a loser." He's like, he looks at me and he starts laughing. He's like, "And you let him?" I said, "I don't think I had a choice in the matter." But like MJF, like I only got a picture. I don't usually get autographs. I usually just get pictures because I rather have pictures and post them, because autographs I end up losing anyways.
Right.
So I know with I got the picture for MJF, was like $75, and I remember talking to my mom about it. I'm like, and I said, and I told her it would happen after it'll happen. And I'm like, she's like, "How much did you pay to get written on?" I said, $75. She goes, I go to her, I said, "I think he's the only person that can charge $75 to insult you, and it's worth every penny."
Oh, I mean, in that moment, of course, for sure.
Yep.
That's hilarious, in my opinion. I feel like Lethal should have just wrote L.E. his last name on there, honestly, to cover up the giant L on your cheek, in my opinion.
Exactly.
That would have just saved everything, in my opinion. But that's hilarious.
When I met Lita, I have a really good friend. Now, my dad passed away last August from brain cancer. He's battling that for 5 years. And one of my best friends, DJ, his name is Darren Hewitt. He lives in England, and he's a big Lita fan. I got the picture with her, and I asked her after, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" She's like, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "Well, my dad passed away. He was battling brain cancer for 5 years. He passed away in August, and my best friend from England has been there for me since day one. And he's a big fan of yours. And he was wondering if I could do a video chat and you could say hi to him." And she goes, absolutely, not even hesitating. She's like, absolutely. She goes, I'm gonna take this next picture. You go over there and set it up, and then after I'm done this next picture, I'll come over and say hi for about a minute or two. I'm like, absolutely. So he said hi, and he's like shaking. So that was pretty cool. That made his life, like literally made his life. And we never met in our lives yet. Like we've never met. We've known each other for over like a decade, but we've never even met. Yep. We met in a wrestling group I was an admin on this website called funtrivia.com. And I created like a wrestling trivia group, whatever, on thing. And he I guess joined the group at one point. We just became really good friends like from the moment. I was like 16 and he was like 13 at the time. We've been friends for like at least 15 years.
That's crazy.
I'm actually his I literally like saw him like get married or whatever, like on Skype, and like watch his wife give birth and everything. It's been crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
My
Been a wild ride.
I see that. Yeah. I've that's funny you say that. My mom actually passed away in September of 2020.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I remember it was 2 days before I had to do a show. And I had it was a tough little swallow during that time, but I did the show, and like from there, my mom has ever since been a piece of me in my match. And like every time before I go out that curtain, I always grab this. I always grab this and pray, just because I know my mom, whatever it is, whatever spots I call, whatever happens in that match, I just know she's looking down on me.
That's awesome. Yeah. Absolutely. So the last question I do got for you, I didn't really ask many questions, it's more of just talking, which is awesome.
Well,
because I got to know
that's what I do. I'm more of an open book. Ask me any questions, but like I like to talk. I like to talk in interviews. So
absolutely.
please.
I mean, we learned a lot about you, about your wrestling background, about Gangrel. The one thing I did really want to ask you was the promo, like have you do the promo against Gangrel, which is amazing. I'm glad that you did that. And the last one is more of is open. Like, do you have any appearances, events, gigs, matches, anything at all that you would like to promote to the listening and viewing audience, as well as any social medias and websites?
Absolutely. So for upcoming shows I have, I'm gonna try and win this as best I can. This Sunday, I will be in Melbourne, Florida, at the Rubik's Cafe for ARW's Breaking the Habit. We will have Austin Aries doing commentary on that show that night. I will be facing off against El Ridiculoso. I know, I thought the name too for a second. El Ridiculos, very ridiculous. But the gas squad will be in full that night, and it is the Extreme Rules match, so anything can happen. On March the 12th, I will be at WXW's March to Victory in a tag team match. My tag team partner over there, Frankie Burbank, we are the Golden Swirlz with the jazziest hands. We will be in tag team action on that night. On March 19th is USA Pro's 29th anniversary show. There will be big names on that night: the Pope Elijah Burke, Jerry the King Lawler, Big Papa Plum, Scott Steiner, and of course Gangrel, my opponent for that night. And on March 20th, it will be ARW's 5-year anniversary for Chapter 6 Extreme Honor, where we will have the American Wolf, Davey Richards, Outcast, Shannon Moore, Vincent from Honor No More and Ring of Honor, Glory, and stuff like that. We have 90 Day Star Paola Blaze going to be on that show. She is our women's champion. We have Shark Boy and Anthony Green. I will be in a tag team match on that night as well with the Future Sports Entertainment Chico Adams against Shark Boy and the alternative Anthony Green on that night. Also, I believe if you want to follow me on any social media platform, I have my Facebook at Jerry Swirlz. Also have some fan pages, Jerry Swirlz and Jerry Coles, the first persona, which I wish I could have discussed with you at that time, but we'll get to that at another time, hopefully. I also have on Twitter, Jerry_Swirlz69, Instagram, Jerry_Swirlz98. I also have a YouTube channel called Jerry Swirlz World. I upload matches, promos, random videos, vlogs. If you want to go check out that content, amazing. I also have a TikTok, in case you like that kind of stuff. I have Jerry_Swirlz6998. I also have something up, very big coming up soon. I don't know if you know this or not, but I have a cardboard cutout of Pamela Anderson, who is my queen, nonetheless. Um, there is, I don't know if you've seen a recent show called Pam and Tommy and Pam, or Pam and Tommy. You haven't, or you have.
I haven't.
You haven't. Oh, well, you'll be in a treat for something in the works. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just got to get it set up soon, but I will be on. I just gotta say I got a bit of a twitch going on right now, so we'll see how that works out. And also Snapchat at TDD_1998. If you want to book me for any bookings, gatherings, autograph signings, all that hoo-ha and nonsense, at tdillon2@gmail.com. I am trying to come up with some other stuff right now. I have so much I probably plugged, and you might need to write this down for me. But if you haven't subscribed and you haven't enjoyed this interview with Slasher Scotty, interviewing yours truly, the Golden Girls favorite, the Golden God of Pro Wrestling, Gary Swirlz, then all I can say for you is I've got 3 words for you. Please tune in and suck my ass.
There you go. Nice. Thank you so much, Jerry. And I have to ask, have you subscribed?
I have subscribed. Have you subscribed?
I may have. I don't know. If I didn't, I will.
I mean, that might be a problem if you haven't subscribed to your channel. Because I have. I'll be honest about that. Also, upcoming, I do want to plug this if it's not too late. There will be an upcoming match soon. It is actually the in-ring tag team debut of me and Pam going up against Roxy Rouge and the one, the only Chrissy Vane of WWE fame and Connor of the Ascension's wife. So that match will be uploaded very soon. That was a while back. It was loads of fun, and it will be coming up sometime later on this week. So keep your eyes peeled.
Absolutely. And we are filming this. I have to say this at the end now. I won't upload it till tomorrow because I'm going to bed because I got work at 4:30. But we are uploading this on a date that is a once every 100 years, so to speak. It's 2/2/2022.
Yes. Today is 2/2/2022.
There you go.
That was a lot of twos. I probably just two-two'd myself. I don't know.
The next time you'll see a date like this is 100 years later in the year 3033, which is really weird saying 3033.
God, I don't even know if we'll be around by that time, but if people want to watch that in 30-33, if the dates are allowed and the calendar happens, please watch it.
I will probably be long gone then, but I can promise you that I can't promise you, but I'm hoping Slasher Scotty will still be around that you can see this. So 100 years in the future, you can see this interview.
I'm pretty sure our brains are going to be robots by that point. So hopefully we'll be able to reanimate everything.
We're already talking about microchipping brains and maintaining memories and all that stuff. So I can pretty much imagine we're going to be androids but in 100 years.
Our time's growing, but the world seems to be going in reverse. I don't know how, but you know what? It's the 90s. It's the 70s again, or the 80s. Whatever preference. I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much, Jerry, for joining me tonight.
A pleasure, Scotty. Thank you.
You have a great rest of your night.
And you as well. Get some rest.
Thank you. I definitely will. I need it. Have a good one. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.